Welcome to this special edition of Rattling the Bars. I'm Eddie Conway coming to you from Baltimore. Last month, we looked at the situation in Vaughn's Correctional Center in Delaware in relationship to the riot that happened there. And so I have with me today Professor Kim Wilson, who's an educator and an activist and has studied mass incarceration, to give us an update on what's happening in Vaughn. Kim, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Eddie.
Could you kind of like give me an idea of what's been happened since our last program in relationship to Vaughn? What kind of treatment's going on?
Well, a few things have happened since the last time that we talked. There was a small protest, the day after the rebellion, and also one about a week or 2 weeks ago, which I did not attend, but there were a number of people who did attend. So there's a lot of movement to support the incarcerated people at Vaughn. Another major event that happened was the announcement of an investigation by the governor, and it's supposed to be an independent panel investigation, and he appointed 2 retired judges to look into the situation that gave rise to the rebellion. The third thing that happened, and perhaps this it might be of interest and is important to your viewers, is that the warden was placed on administrative leave with pay as of February 21st. So we have these 3 major things that are going on. In terms of the treatment that people have been getting, I mean, it's been very limited. There have been reports, particularly in the Delaware Online, where they describe, only a handful of incarcerated people who were in Building C having received treatment. And at this point, we know that it's very minimal. It's things like getting an aspirin, perhaps. It's not for the treatment of, broken bones. And we know that there are a number of people who received extensive injuries in the aftermath of the rebellion when they broke through the barricades and basically brought the siege to an end. So these people have not received medical treatment. And we have heard from multiple families. We've heard from people on the inside that, who saw what happened, that people are not getting treated. There are people with broken bones, bruises, fractures of, various types that have been in the SHU, in the secure housing unit, since February 2nd without any medical treatment.
Well, it's legal aid or the Civil Liberties Union or anybody up in the Delaware region like legally looking into this?
I can't speak to that directly. I'm sure that there have been, or that there are efforts by different groups to look into what's going on. So since last week, when the lockdown officially ended, we had not had much information that was coming out of the facility. What we had been getting had been trickling out through a variety of different sources, including family members who are incarcerated and were calling their loved ones on the outside to let them know that, they had been beaten up and had not received any medical treatment. We've also received calls and reports from, someone who is incarcerated at Vaughn, and, they saw what happened. They were an eyewitness to what happened, and they were passing along messages to let us know that their loved ones are still suffering.
So now, when is this special investigation commission supposed to be holding a hearing, and is it open to public?
As far as I know, there are no public hearings. As far as I know, the panel only consists of these two judges that were appointed by the governor of Delaware. And beyond that, we don't have any sense that there's going to be, a transparent process in place so that we know what happened and what is still going on in the aftermath.
Okay, so what if anything can the public do to aid those families with loved ones behind the walls?
We have an organization called the Delaware Academy, DECADBI, and that stands for the Coalition Against Death by Incarceration. And this is a group of people, including myself, and I'm the mother of two men who are incarcerated at Vaughn, serving life sentences. So this group of individuals and various groups has come together. We have a Facebook page, DECADBI. And people can go there if they have a loved one at Vaughn. They can, give us their SBI number, preferably not on the public page. You can contact me, Kim Wilson, or Sandra Joy, who is my colleague and partner in this effort as well, and let us know what is going on with your loved one so that we can, include them in our efforts. We're going to be rolling out a call-in campaign in the next couple of weeks. We are continuing to apply pressure on the governor and other officials regarding, the lack of accountability at Vaughn. We don't take it lightly that, the warden was placed on administrative leave. And we don't believe that under the deputy warden, now the acting warden, that things are going to change. In fact, we know that things have not changed. We have heard from multiple people on the inside that the beatings have continued, that the destruction of their private property, their personal property, has continued. We have eyewitnesses who have watched, corrections officers throwing televisions and radios out of the buildings and smashing them on the ground. We have reports from a number of incarcerated people at Vaughn, not just people who were in Building C, right? So this is a broader systemic problem. Their property has gone missing. So clothing items have gone missing, photographs have been destroyed, personal mail has been destroyed as well. So this is a big problem, and it continues the sort of retaliatory actions that began and probably led up to the rebellion.
Mm-hmm. Well, is this effort open to the public, concerned citizens, or people that might not have loved ones in Vaughn, but is concerned about the treatment of people behind the walls, and might want to participate or might want to get involved to give support? Is this effort open to the public?
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyone who's interested in participating and lending a voice, in learning about what's happening, not just at Vaughn, but in prisons in general, can, join the group. We're asked to join the group, and, we will certainly include you in that. In the coming weeks, as we're organizing and getting things set up, this is a brand new group to Delaware, and we were actually in the process of organizing before the rebellion began. And, it just so happened that here we are, almost a month, minus a day to when the rebellion happened, and we're setting up the infrastructure. We're, figuring out the process for, not just getting information out, but really providing meaningful support to loved ones on the outside, but also looking for specific ways that we can create change on the inside, meaningful, sustained change for, the people who are incarcerated at Vaughn. So all of those things are part of what we're doing. And like I said, this is a coalition of individuals and various groups who have come together and who have been working in Delaware and around the country on various issues related to mass incarceration. For my part, my contribution to the group is not just from the personal standpoint as the mother of 2 incarcerated men at Vaughn, but also from the perspective of someone who has been working on prison abolition for quite some time. So I'm coming at it from an abolitionist perspective.
Okay, well, thank you for that update, and please keep us informed as the coalition grows, develops, any future activities that come up. We would like to know about it. Our public would probably appreciate a report on it. So I'm inviting you to get in touch and let us know what's going on.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate everything that you've done.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me, Kim.
Thank you for having me, Eddie.
And thank you for joining The Real News.